victims of this attack, to their families, to the courageous first responders, and to all the citizens of the Fort Lauderdale area. It's a very challenging time, and we just hung up from our latest conversation with Governor Rick Scott. He has briefed the President-elect and myself several times this afternoon, and we're grateful for his leadership and again, that of all the first responders in the Fort Lauderdale area and in Florida. It's a heartbreaking loss of life, and as I said, the hearts of every American are in Fort Lauderdale tonight. We did this afternoon complete an extensive briefing from the leaders of our intelligence community. It was, as the President-elect said, it was a constructive and respectful dialogue. And the President-elect has made it very clear that we're going to take aggressive action in the early days of our new administration to combat cyber attacks and protect the security of the American people from this type of intrusion in the future. But I know the President-elect appreciated the presentation made by the leaders of our intelligence community, and I know the President-elect and I both appreciate the sacrifices that the men and women who serve in our intelligence services around the country and around the world provide in contributing to the safety and security of the American people.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Governor.
So thank you all very much.
Governor, do you and the President do you support the intelligence community?
All right, Mike Pence, the Vice President-elect, making his statement on the Florida airport, the Fort Lauderdale airport attack. 5 people killed, 8 others injured, some of them now fighting for their lives, as well as this new report that concludes that Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered an influence campaign in 2016 aimed at the U.S. presidential election. We're following a lot of breaking news. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
This thing is very spiritual.
Introduces Jeanette and her new
This thing is so spiritual. I'm telling you, my people, you need to bring God back into America. This is a never-ending thing. I keep saying everybody needs to get down on their knees and pray. This thing is a spiritual thing that we have to break those bonds of those demonic people. We have to pray so they can loosen up from their evil ways. We have to pray very hard so they can loosen up for the demonic and from the demonic and satanic ways. This thing is not any kind of joke. Your word has gone nuts. So we really have to pray, and we have to pray harder. Every day you wake up, it's something happening all around the world, but most especially in America. This is not funny. This is serious. And we have to take it very serious. It's nothing to joke about. Human being lives involved into these things every day. Ain't nothing for anybody to be joking and laughing and playing around with. Ain't funny. Not at all. It's sad. It's dangerous. How people can live this way. They need to stop. They really need to stop. Going to places and attacking innocent people that never did nothing wrong to them. It's the work of the devil. We have to let those people to know that it's the work of the devil. And we have to pray for them too, for the devil to release them. And we have to pray for them, for God to rescue them from the evil work of the devil. It's nothing but the work of the devil. ain't funny. It's sad. Very sad. Yes, it is.
Hello. Hi, everyone. What's up, Montreal? Greatest city in the world. That's it. Now add a personal touch. Here's a personal touch. This is my... I used to come to this festival every year as a kid, so being here now is literally a childhood dream come true. And bam! Right in the feelings. Perfect intro, kiddo. They're putty in your hands. Time to hit them with some jokes. You guys know what else I love best about Montreal? Going to a strip club and ordering a big, greasy smoked meat and bagel poutine. What the f***? That's not even a thing. Also, what the hell are you wearing? Hey, look, can you just and let me do the show? I'm doing fine. Hey, I'm just trying to help you. Well, I don't need your help. Really? Who told you to write Goon? You did. Who told you to make This Is the End? You did. And who told you not to do The Sorcerer's Apprentice? Hey, that movie made money in Italy. All I'm saying is you don't need to barf local references all over everybody dressed like an airport gift shop to prove you love this town. Christ, Parashell, you're a fairly successful Hollywood actor and you live here. I mean, try explaining that to anyone with an ounce of common sense. Yep. Thank you. As most of you probably know, when a team wins the Stanley Cup, each player gets to take it home for a day. Or maybe you didn't know, I don't know. Seeing as how it hasn't happened here in 20 years anyway. Either way, it turns out Just for Laughs does the same thing for each of his gala hosts. Only instead of the Stanley Cup, you get Victor, the green Just for Laughs monster mascot thing. So Victor and I recently spent the day in NDG together, and here's how it turned out. What the? I thought you were coming at noon. Yeah. Let me just put some clothes on. Yep. Hey, G. How you doing, buddy?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Your order is ready. Eh?
Thank you very much. The usual. Hey, good. And the rolling papers. Fantastic.
Is that?
Victor. Yeah, it is.
Victor?
Oh, it's Victor. Yeah. Hey, Victor. Say hello to my friend Manny.
How you know Victor?
Every Just for Laughs host gets to spend the day with Victor. So it's kind of a...
Right.
Yeah. Because I'm hosting a Just for Laughs gala.
You?
Yeah.
Why?
Goon? This Is the End? Tropic Thunder?
No. Doesn't ring any bell to me, this. Nothing.
No, nothing.
Hey! What thing is doing? Hey. What's this? You are stealing from me? What you're doing?
What the hell, man?
And you start to distract me with your made-up stories, huh?
Not made up.
Go out from the store!
No.
Asshole! Eager! Scared up!
I'm an actor.
What?
I am.
I'm
an actor.
Just put it down. Here, go.
God damn it. You win again. All right, I'm getting something to eat. Hey, have you seen my cat, Tulip? I mean, she's usually a...
There was some concern about his mental health.
at that point, Wolf, and apparently local authorities were called and they took him to a hospital for a mental evaluation. He voluntarily checked himself in to that hospital, and we don't know much more about what kind of treatment he may have gotten during the time that he was being checked out there at that hospital. We did talk to a security company in Anchorage where he was employed. We talked to the owners there. Both owners have told us now that they've been talking to law enforcement. They didn't want to comment any further. We're told, Wolf, that his employers were among the people who heard him talking about hearing these voices. It's important to note that at this point, despite this report about him hearing voices and about him saying that he was hearing voices telling him to join ISIS, that there is no indication of terrorism. We're told by law enforcement officials at this point they're not treating it as a terrorism case. Right now, they're still trying to figure out all the possible different motivations that could come into play here, including, Wolf, the reports from several witnesses on this aircraft that he came in on earlier today that said that there might have been some kind of altercation. Now, we don't know on which leg of the flight. We're told that this is a flight from Alaska that may have stopped, I believe, in Minneapolis before landing in Fort Lauderdale earlier today. That is something that we're checking into as well. But according to witnesses who have now been interviewed by law enforcement, they describe some kind of altercation that may have happened. Now, it appears whatever altercation happened, it wasn't major enough for security to meet the aircraft when it landed in Fort Lauderdale. There was no incident at all when he landed. Once he arrived, he went down to the luggage area, then the lower level there at the Fort Lauderdale airport. He retrieved his bags, went to the bathroom, retrieved the gun, and then he opened fire, Wolf.
We're getting more information, Evan, on this suspect, Esteban Santiago, from the Alaska National Guard. Let me update our viewers what they're telling us right now, that he joined the Puerto Rico National Guard back on December 14th, 2007. He was then deployed for almost a year to Iraq with the Puerto Rico National Guard from April 2010 to February 2011. He was in the U.S. Army Reserves prior to...
I'm just hearing this thing now. But as the other guy said, when he landed, he retrieved his bag and then he went to the washroom or the bathroom and he retrieved the gun. So before those people let this guy on the plane, did anybody was doing the job properly? Did they did the job good? If they did, then how is it this guy just got off the plane and went to the washroom and came back with a gun? Those are some of the things some of us been talking about. You guys need to do your job correctly. Or you need to put people that know how to do the job correctly. Because a passenger from a plane should not even have a gun. If he had a gun, did anybody knew that he had a gun with him? Was he any kind of president or some kind of big movie star that have to carry his gun with him? People not looking into these things. They're not checking people correctly. They're not doing the job correctly. And they're just letting these fools to go around blowing everybody's brains out. It's sad. And those crazy people that are out there doing crazy stuff, they need to stop too. Talking about he heard a voice telling him to join ISIS. I would tell you something, Mr. Young Man. When you guys go out there and smoke, sometimes you get so high, you do all kinds of wrong things, use all kinds of wrong drugs, and don't know what the heck you're doing. Then you'll be hearing voices. And some of you just plain bland nuts. Very nuts. Simple as that. And you need to just stop it.
Esteban Santiago, based on everything you know right now, Governor, and you obviously know a lot more than we do, is it one individual who did this, or were others potentially involved?
According to the Sheriff's Department in Broward County, there was one shooter, but there are still a lot of unanswered questions. I'm still at the airport being briefed by law enforcement. They are, if there's a crime scene here, they've shut down the airport. They're going through every piece of the airport to find out exactly what happened. They're talking to everybody. But this is just a despicable act on innocent people. I've reached out all day. I came over here. I landed about, I guess, about 2:20. I heard from President-elect Trump right away and Vice President-elect Pence right away. I've kept them informed. I've talked to the sheriff's departments around the state where we have major airports, our National Guard, to make sure they're ready. My focus, hold people accountable and keep people safe.
What else can you tell us about this suspect, Esteban Santiago, Governor?
It'll come out there. I mean, we're in the middle of an investigation, and it'll come out as they confirm the information. Right now it's the middle of an investigation. Everybody's working well together. The sheriff's department, the FBI, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. Everybody's working together to make sure we find out exactly what happened, who was accountable, and then we'll hold them accountable.
You got to make sure that it doesn't happen again.
You guys need to get these people out of America.
Do you know anything about a potential motive?
Get those people out. I've been saying it. Break down all their camps, destroy all their territory, damage every loophole that they got. Take them out of America. Since there's so much involved into ISIS, and there's so much worry about ISIS and the worship the ground ISIS walk on, then you guys take every one of them out of America. Let them go to where ISIS originally lived or wherever ISIS came from. Because ISIS were not born in America. There were no ISIS before, many years ago. So take them away from America. Let them go to their ISIS, some part of the world, anywhere. But let them leave America. Let them go. If all the other countries that ISIS have been destroying, like I said before, every one of you guys got to get together and take ISIS down. You're joined together as one team and destroy ISIS and call it a day. Every country across the world that ISIS have been destroying and damaging and harassing, every one of you should get together and damage ISIS. Take them down to ashes. This is stupid. This is annoying. If your voice in your head, you Mr. Young Man, if that voice was telling you to join ISIS, so did the voice tell you to go and kill everybody? Innocent people who traveling at the airport? So is that all ISIS is about, just to kill people? If ISIS is just about killing people everywhere around the world, then y'all destroy ISIS. Nobody have time to listen to the bullshit crap. Damage ISIS. Let them go. Because it seems like they don't value human beings. They don't even care about themselves. They don't care about life, period. So you guys just take them down, let them go. One and for all. And call it a day. What the fuck is ISIS? And who the fuck ISIS think they are? That they can just go around and keep taking innocent people's lives. Destroy those fools. Damage every one of them. They are insane, crazy bitches. Put an end to the crazy, stupid asses. And make sure it never exists again. What a silly nonsense. Then they're calling themselves ISIS. Fuck that shit.
Governor Rick Scott of Florida, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck.
All right, thank you, Wolf.
The Fort Lauderdale airport is, as we said, shut down right now. I want to bring in Tom Fuentes, our CNN senior law enforcement analyst, former assistant director of the FBI. Is there more that needs to be done? Should this individual, Santiago, should he have been on a no-fly list, for example? If the FBI, he went to the FBI in Alaska a few months ago and said he was hearing voices in his head. They were obviously worried about him. They took some steps. But he got on a plane with a gun and ammunition in his checked bag.
That's
someone
what I
goes
said.
into a law enforcement office, whether it's the FBI,
That's what I
or state
just said
investigators,
earlier.
this happens
How
almost
in the
on a daily
world
basis,
the
even when I was
people
a cop.
allow him to get on the plane with a gun in his check bag? Where were those people that's supposed to be checking bags and baggages? They are not doing their job. This new administration needs to clean up America and clean it up good. From top to bottom, from hair to toes, it needs to be cleaned up. Because a guy like this, as I'm listening to the story, that he went into CIA, he heard voices in his head telling him he should join ISIS, and then he got on the plane with gun in his check bag, and nobody saw that to stop it. If people were doing the job correctly, this guy wasn't going to kill those innocent people. They at the airport, they check the unnecessary people. If you even have little hairpins in your hair and the thing go beep, 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 they will pull you aside and delay you for hours. But those people who carrying guns in their check bags, they're not even checking them. I said that before, and I will say it again. Maybe because their own kind of people working at the airport. Because I know they have so many of them here in my city working at my airport here in Calgary, Alberta. And they see their own kind of people. They start to speak the language right away, and they don't check their own kind of people like they check people like us. You guys need to let them go. Take them away from the airport. Put people there. All kinds of nationality. It don't have to be all of them, those same kind of people. Most of them don't know how to even communicate. A lot of them cannot even speak proper English. You put the people at the right job who knows what to do. Place people in the right position who knows what to do. Do not give people the wrong job and they don't know fuck up. No, that's not right. They don't know shit. Why people placing people in the wrong spot when they're not supposed to be working in that position? What's going on?
People running. They moved into this parking
It's
garage. They
sad.
started going floor by floor and scanning it. That was all happening behind us. On the other side in Terminal 1, then we started hearing screams and seeing people running from there. At one point on the lower level, there's actually a ledge here. We watched folks on the lower level being evacuated out by law enforcement. They were yelling at us to even get out of the way because we were seemingly too close to what was going on. At one point this afternoon, there were hundreds of people standing on the runway, many of them screaming and crying. At one point, they were moved to to an area essentially on the other side of the airport. Eventually, they were able to move on. But as I said before, we are in lockdown here. There are still several hundred people that are not able to leave as this investigation unfolds. It will be some time, Wolf, before they're able to go home and we get a clear picture of what unfolded here.
Yeah, very worrisome development indeed. Boris Sanchez, thank you very much. Joining us on the phone right now is the mayor of Broward County, Barbara Sharif. Mayor, thanks very much for joining us. I wonder if you can update us with any more information you might have about the suspect or his motivations.
Okay, at this time, Wolf, there has not been any updates in terms of what the motivation of the suspect is. What I can tell you is that there has been quite a bit of information that has been given out, and law enforcement right now is really concerned about misinformation, particularly with the identification of the suspect. They are re-verifying that because at this point in time, there are some things about that that are not checking out.
Like what? For example, we want to be as accurate as possible. Mayor, tell us what the problems are.
In terms of the name itself, that may not be the appropriate or accurate information.
Really?
And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to identify and confirm that yes, that is in fact the person that they do have in custody. I can tell you that he was taken alive. He is not injured. He did surrender to the personnel that was on scene during the shooting.
So in other words, he may have had identification, some sort of ID, identifying him as Esteban Santiago, formerly a member of the Alaska Army National Guard, but it may have been a false ID. He may actually be someone else. Is that what I'm hearing from you, Mayor?
Correct.
And do they have any?
We don't want to continue to give that information out, and so we would like to just clarify that point.
So in other words, what I hear you saying is we no longer should refer to Esteban Santiago. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying right now is we can't confirm that for sure, and so I'm not going to confirm that at this time.
And so, all right. So we will obviously be precise as possible right now. Can you update us on any information, Mayor, you have on the status of the 8 individuals who were injured? Because the governor said some of them are fighting for their lives.
Yes, so we have, at this point in time, there was a total of 13 people injured during the attack, and 8 of those people were transferred to area hospitals. Out of those 8 people, their injuries are varying in severity, and so I can't give out any information at this time about those individuals specifically because some of the family members have not been notified as of yet, and some cannot be contacted as of yet.
How long will the airport, do you believe, Mayor, be shut down?
This airport may be shut down into the night. Right now, they have swept the airport. They have moved all the passengers that were in the different terminals to the safety areas as protocol dictates. And what we're trying to do at this point in time is empty the airport, get the passengers off the tarmac as quickly as possible that need to be exited off of the airplane, and then do a final sweep of the airport, make sure that everything is safe, and then the airport will be reopened. As you know, that's going to take some time, and so we're not looking at opening the airport up at any time in the next couple of hours. It'll be a while.
All right, Mayor, thanks. Good luck over there. Barbara Sharif is the mayor of Broward County, where that Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport is located. Much more on the breaking news right after a quick break.
You tell yourself today's the day. I'm gonna lose the weight.
It's so
but
sad.
nothing changes. Well, today's the day.
It is
Just
so crazy nowadays. People don't care. They really don't care. They're just doing all kinds of stuff.
We'll have the most current information for you. Where? Broward Sheriff's Office. They didn't tell me when. The mobile.
And that was hospital officials giving an update on some of the victims of today's shooting that were brought in. There were 5 in total that were brought in, trauma patients as well. Everyone's still fighting for their life, but the scene, as they described it at the hospital, chaotic but controlled. So everything is in order there as these patients, we don't know their genders, their identities of who they may be, but they are fighting for their life in that hospital. We will be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
Oh, there's smokes.
CTV News Channel, a division of
Oh, there's smokes. What is going on?
He's a liar.
What is going on in this world is so sad
Again, you
nowadays.
still are not answering the question. Why do you call my son your friend and leave him laying in a ditch and not call 911 or stop and get him help?
I never knew he was in the ditch. I didn't know he was shot at that time.
You were watching him get shot at. When David
No,
took
the
off,
first time I
if
seen
David
a
was in the
shot
other
go off, I
truck,
turned around and left.
if David was in your truck and he's the one that shot Stephen and he took off, why did you not get your rear end out of your vehicle in Nikita's vehicle or whatever you're saying you are and help Stephen?
On reflection, I'm trying to bring some sensibility to this. On reflection, do you wish you had checked on Stephen? I mean,
yes,
your friend's shooting. You know he's being shot at.
I knew David was shooting. If I'd have known Stephen was shot, I'd have jumped out of my truck and went and tried to help him.
Okay, well, just so we have a understanding of who's involved here, I made a chart so everyone understands. Now, Christina, you know, is Stefan's mother, and you were dating Chance, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Devin, you and Stefan were friends.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you were dating Nikita, and David Fontenot was your roommate.
Correct.
Okay. Now, David Fontenot was convicted of second-degree murder and second-degree attempted murder because he was convicted as being the one that pulled the trigger, fired the shots that killed Stefan. He denied this, but he was convicted. He took it up on appeal, and his appeal was rejected.
Exactly.
Okay? So these three were the ones that were arrested and involved that night, correct? And these two, Chance and Stefan, were the ones that were supposedly running up on the trucks and throwing rocks, correct?
Yes. I turned my phone off, and then they started calling Nikita's phone.
That's Chance calling, not Christina.
Yeah, but Christina's in the background yelling, beat his ass.
Really? From me?
Christina claims Devin has harassed and stalked her since all of this happened and says this has just got to end. And yet Devin claims that's not true and that it's the other way around, that it's Christina that is harassing him.
If I was harassing,
stalking him on the internet and trying to ruin his life. Well, we're going to get to the bottom of all of this when Devin's sister, Kristen, joins us right after the break.
That's right. That's exactly what my dad would say. We would get to the bottom of this. For real. There's a lot of things people need to get to the bottom of it. And end all those crap. Every single day now, something must happen in America. That is crazy. Everybody needs to wake up in America. It's a message. It's a sign God wants to show people in that country that people need to bring him back in America, and everybody needs to wake up. Forget about this black and white nonsense. This racist shit is more other bigger and better things out there to worry about than people worrying about black and white and racist crap. It's a lot of stuff that people need to get to the bottom of it. Get to those bottoms and fix them. Instead of worrying about unnecessary things. The unnecessary things is not necessary at no time for anybody to be worrying about. The ones we're supposed to already be worrying about. Some of us been saying that for months and months and nobody want to pay attention to it. But when it comes to black and white crap, they sit on TV and they want to talk about it for 24 hours. Who cares about black and white crap right now? People talking about human being lives and you guys worrying about black and white and who's president and who's not the president. Who cares? We just want this thing to be fixed. And we just want these things to end. Nobody cares about any raises or any skin color thing right now. Because I know for sure some of us don't care. People need to start thinking right. They already need to get a mentality together. They need to get the mental issues fixed. All those mental problems, they need to get it together. Stop all those mental slavery thing and stop behaving like animals. People don't have time for that. That is old. Most of these things you guys doing is old. They already expired. We're not talking about expired story. We talking about things that happening every day around us. You guys be talking about old, out of date stories all the time and dragging those old, out of date stories, those old, expired stories. You guys be dragging it into the new year all the freaking time. Nobody have time for that. You guys need to stop it and quit it.
I used to live in New York, and I would go to dog parks all the time. Not because I have a dog, but because I like to creepily stare at other people's dogs. And I once saw this dog. He was humping this other dog. And the woman who owned the dog doing the humping just went, "Oh, no, 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 that's a bad idea," and reached down and grabbed him by his harness and lifted him off mid-hump, and then he just continued to hump mid-air.
Situation. Barbara, we've also been told he received what's called a general discharge last August from the Alaska Army National Guard for unsatisfactory performance, not an honorable discharge. Tell us about that.
Well, a general discharge for many military people is considered quite serious. It would have indicated that during whatever final period of time he was serving in the Guard, he was not performing to standard. Sometimes this is done because people may briefly go AWOL, they may not report for duty as expected, they may not meet disciplinary or performance standards. There's any number of reasons for it. It can actually have quite an impact on your ability to find employment down the road, on your ability to really, shall we say, integrate back into civilian life. To be clear, we don't know about this man. We don't know what he was facing. We don't really know confirmed what his issues were and why he got a general discharge. But make no mistake, it's a very serious matter. Most people get honorable discharges. It doesn't indicate that he ever faced criminal activity. He did not get a dishonorable discharge by any information that we have here tonight. But a general discharge, let's be clear, it's not a great situation for any soldier to be facing.
You're absolutely right, Barbara. Thank you very much. And I know we're going to be learning a lot more about Esteban Santiago and the hours
I don't want to
ahead.
hear
I want to
that,
bring in our
lady.
aviation
Please, my
Renee Marsh,
lady,
who's
I don't
also
want to
working
hear
through
that.
For us. What do you find?
General discharge or any kind of discharge doesn't give nobody the right to take anybody's life away. People have been discharged before, and people have been fired before from lots of good and important jobs. And good people do not go back and act crazy. Only the nuts and crazy one go back and act stupid and crazy. Lots of people walking around unemployed. Lots of them do not have a job. And they have their family, their home to look after. They have so many other things to take care of. But they don't go out there taking other people's lives away. So whether it was good for him or not, it doesn't give him the right to go and act stupid. Speak proper English like my dad used to tell people. Stop speaking those kind of English that it sound like you guys be defending those assholes. I don't care if he was discharged from any military or any company. It doesn't give him no freaking right to go and take innocent people's lives away. You guys know what you'll be talking about, but you're just places sometimes at the wrong place at the wrong time. And some of your English words you guys be using, y'all use it at the wrong time. Because that is so true. Some of those things you guys be saying, that's when my dad would get angry and tell you guys, shut up and speak correct and proper English. Speak very good and clear English. Because people are making up excuses these days for everything. They just come up to find a way out of no way. That's exactly what they're doing. making up excuses every day for everything, finding a way out of no way. If he was discharged or not, it still doesn't give him no right to take down anybody's life, especially innocent people that don't even know him, ain't got nothing to do with his life, taking down those innocent people's lives. Like my dad would say, like I said, speak proper English, or speak correct English, speak it clear, speak a good English, please. Because the way you guys be saying your things sometimes, it sound like you guys be defending the wrong things at the wrong time. And some of us just sick and tired of that. Seriously.
Questions are beginning to emerge, including about the mental health issue, about the ability to carry this gun after having reported, after checking himself in for this mental health evaluation. Is that something that should have been checked, should have been forwarded to some kind of national screening center so that perhaps he couldn't board this aircraft with this gun?
You know, Michael Weiss is with us as well. Michael,
That's right.
An individual with an Army record, a general discharge from the Alaska.
How or why they allow him to get on the plane with a gun? Did he tell those people, or he told those people at the gate, oh, I'm in the Army, so I need to carry my gun? He must have said something to somebody for him to be allowed to carry those gun. Or if the people were doing a good job, they was not going to allow this man to take a gun with him on the plane. Okay? Some people are
I've argued before
not
to you,
thinking.
Wolf, and elsewhere that
They
it's
just
not mutually
doing all
exclusive.
kinds of jobs.
You
They're not
can be an
even
Islamic
doing the job
terrorist
the
and a
right
bit
way.
off or mentally ill. In fact, Al Qaeda in Iraq, ISIS's predecessor organization, used to lure mentally disabled, handicapped people into becoming suicide bombers. There's something in the air now when it comes to ISIS and, frankly, everything else to do with international politics, that people are driven to these ultra-violent, extremist, and totalist ideologies, even if they don't know the first thing about them. And, you know, you want to commit an act of mass murder, you need a banner, you need a cause to make yourself greater than the act itself. So it could well be that this guy just said this. But look, it's early in the investigation. Let's see what the FBI and others find on his laptop, if there's any kind of recruitment material, radicalization, videos of Anwar al-Awlaki, and so on and so forth. But nothing that I'm hearing makes me think this is a dispositive ISIS attack.
He was taken alive, Tom Fuentes, so clearly wasn't, quote, a martyr ready to commit suicide on behalf of ISIS. He's still alive right now. He wasn't even harmed in the course of this after he shot and killed all those people and injured so many others. He was arrested by local law
I don't care. If he wanted to commit a suicide, he should have did it for himself. Kill himself. Don't take other people down. And you still walking around, you should be dead because you wanted to commit suicide. So why he didn't do it? These people need to stop it. If somebody is really mentally ill and never kill himself, but went and kill other innocent people, I don't buy some of this stuff. I do not buy them. I don't listen to them. Because if you're mentally ill, you are dangerous first of all to society. So people allowing these people to be among the good people and destroying them. So the people, some of them are mentally ill. They didn't mean to be that way. It was not their choice to become that way. They taking the medications. They are doing fine. But those crazy ones that just get up and make excuses, and you guys know they are dangerous to society, you guys should keep them away from society. Just like ISIS, period. ISIS is dangerous to society. ISIS should no longer be around any human beings. Keep them away from human beings. Destroy them, damage them, finish them, end them. Do whatever you guys can do to put a stop to it. Get down to the bottom, fix it, and end every shit. Because they are not good people. They are very dangerous to society. We cannot be walking around with these kind of people among us. It's not safe. It's unsafe. So you guys really need to end these people. If somebody who already mentally ill, give them the proper medication, keep them in a facility. They have mental facility for these kind of people. And then some people who out there doing good and taking the medication, not disturbing nobody, they ain't even harming anybody, they are good. But the ones who ain't taking no medication, but all around the place, around us, disturbing and damaging and hurting people, keep them in those mental facilities and treat them. All these things some of us been talking about it. A good leader, getting back to President Obama, a good leader will look into all these things and keep the people away from among the good people. The ones that need to be in mental facility, put them there. Keep them away because they are harmful, they are very hurtful, they are very dangerous to society. Simple things that people are supposed to know, they don't know. And they cannot tell me they don't know. Because as I learned, if a person have mental problem, the government knows about it. That's what I was told. I could be wrong. The hospital give those information to the government. So if the government have a list of all those people who has all those mental disability, then the government should put them in a facility and treat those people and take them away from society. That's what I heard. I could be wrong. So if they told me, or whoever told me that people who are sick, the government already knows about it because they have the name and they have the list of